What's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. Continuing this NFL season with this series of why the NFL is bad, why the NFL sucks, and I don't think I ever mentioned this on stream or video wise. At least I don't remember. But here's a whole video dedicated towards it. You guys see the title: the NFL players suck in 2025. Now, obviously, that's semi clickbait. You know what I'm saying? But stick around because I'm going to make a very good point here. Now, and I also want to make this very clear. As I'm recording this on a Saturday, East Coast time 11. I'm watching the World Series of the Dodgers and Blue Jays. So if I get a little distracted, I apologize. But let's talk about this. I was telling my boy, shout out to the Unfiltered Sports Podcast, Unfiltered Sports Podcast bodyguard Brandon. I was mentioning this to him, is that it is not the NFL's bad. We can all agree the NFL has no defense. It has no nuance to offense or defense. The NFL right now is just bad. To sum up the NFL, it's no defense, horrible screens, horrible RPOs, and the offense is rigging their way to get flags so they can get a first down and run the ball in the end zone. That's all it is. That's all the NFL is. It's about fantasy football and horrible football and bad product on the field, I should say. None of these guys, I don't care if Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen break Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees' record for passing yards, passing touchdowns. I don't care if Lamar Jackson breaks Michael Vick's rushing touchdown yards or whatever. I don't care if Myles Garrett breaks the sack record. I don't care if Justin Jefferson breaks Calvin Johnson and Jerry Rice's records. These guys will never, ever, 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 ever be in the top 10. The NFL died in 2019. 2019 is the last real year of football, or the real year of the NFL. I'm going to explain that in another video. That'll probably be my second to last video of this series. But listen, at the end of the day, none of these guys will ever pass those guys for me personally. And honestly, if you're really a football fan, a football historian, I don't care if Saquon or Derrick Henry breaks Emmitt Smith's record. They're not Emmitt Smith. I'm sorry. They will never be Emmitt Smith. They will never, ever be that. Here's why. It's not fair to those legends like Eric Dickerson, Emmitt Smith, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Calvin Johnson, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, or hell, even defensively. Even though defense gets short-sighted and there's no defense allowed, if you hit the quarterback or wide receiver's 15-yard penalty, you get sent to the electric chair while Roger Goodell collects all the money. These players, including defensive players, will never be that. I'm sorry. They'll never be that. You know why? Is because the league is so pussified. It's so gay. It's so bad that there's no defense involved. So Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen should be passed for 6,000 yards at this point. They should be breaking Peyton Manning's records now. And it will happen where a quarterback does that in the future. And I don't care. The league is just racking up yards doing RPOs and screens. You can't touch a receiver. Justin Jefferson should be averaging 50 touchdowns. He should be averaging 3 touchdowns a game. You can't touch him. If you do, it's a 15-yard penalty, and Roger Goodell's going to cut one of your hands off or one of your fingers off because you touched the fantasy football person. You touched the fantasy football person. Oh my gosh, the Dodgers just tied it up. Wow, that's tough. But listen, I don't care. I do not care. At the end of the day, you cannot put these guys in the same category. The same category with these greats. You know why? Number one, Jerry Rice was playing in a league when they had defense. They had defense. You had guys grabbing Jerry Rice by his face mask, by his shoulder pads, and he still got. Answer me this, people. Why hasn't Justin Jefferson ever broken Jerry Rice's records yet? Jamar Chase, where the quarterbacks are not even touched, where you're not allowed to touch the quarterback or receiver. Why has he not got 2,000 yards like Jerry Rice back in a league where you're allowed to play defense? Also, he has more games. Jerry Rice did that in a 14-game, 15-game league? This bum Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, they got 17 games and they still can't touch him. And also, by the way, let me also add this as well, too. Back in Jerry Rice's time, or even Calvin Johnson's time, let's go to the early 2010s. These guys weren't running these screens and RPOs. They actually had to run down the field and run routes. They had to run comebacks, posts. They had to run ins. They had to run zigs. These guys don't run anything now. Why is Saquon Barkley? I know Saquon Barkley had the chance to break Emmitt Smith's record, I think, last season, and he didn't. He sat out. But he had to do that in the seventh. I think he had to do that in the last game. So you're telling me Eric Dickerson in a 14-game season rushed for all those yards and took Saquon Barkley 2 extra games to do that? He's better than Eric Dickerson? No. Eric Dickerson did that in a 14-game season, which, by the way, the linebackers were way more bigger back then because they had to stuff the run. The box was more stuffed because it was more of a running league. Yet Eric Dickerson, with less games than Saquon Barkley, had to go up against bigger linebackers and bigger players than Saquon Barkley. He can rush for all those yards, but Saquon Barkley can't, where the linebackers are smaller because they have to defend the pass from tight ends or zigs and drags and slants, where the box is not as crowded because they have to worry about the run. There's only 4 rushing. Back when Eric Dickerson it was like 6 or 7 rushing. But yeah, we're going to put these guys above these guys. They're going to break the records. Are you out of your mind? In a less physical league? Like, no, I'm sorry. These NFL players suck. These NFL players suck. I don't care what anybody says. I'm never putting these players in that category. They'll never be top 10. They get more games in a pussify league. And someone has to call this out. This is not fair to the legends. This is not fair. Someone has to stand up for the legends. They're the ones that made the groundwork. They're the ones that didn't get health insurance like these players are. They're the ones that didn't get all these guaranteed money like these players were. But these other players are going to reap the benefit of breaking their records with more games in a pussified league with more money. It's sickening. It's sickening. Someone has to say it. I'll be the first one to say it. It is what it is. That's my thoughts. What are yours? RJ out.